Are you ready?
I'm ready, I think.
Are you kicking off this?
I'll kick
Okay.
it off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just roll with it, I guess.
I'm with you.
Okay, cool.
Here we are. I'm always ready. I want to say these look like extra sparkly today.
Oh, thanks.
Your wedding rings.
Thank you.
It's quite lovely. And I forgot to put mine on after I showered, so
That's okay.
maybe that's why I'm noticing.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Welcome back to another episode of Moms Off Script.
Hey, everyone.
We have a very special episode for you today. This is our bonus episode. We are recording this on November 12th.
Yeah.
So we have launched the podcast a week ago. And we are going to drop this episode on November 25th because we're going to do a little bonus episode for the holiday. We're going to do a Tuesday release that week. So you're getting this on Tuesday morning.
Surprise.
Yay. And we hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
And we'll drop another episode in about a week and a half. So
back to normal after Thanksgiving week.
For sure. So,
but we didn't want to ignore you all for a whole week.
No.
So here's
No,
this
so you
little
get
bonus. Little bonus tidbit from us.
Yeah, cool. So we launched our podcast a week ago.
It feels like a lifetime.
It does. And
so
like
much
yesterday.
Happened. Yeah. So much happened in that week.
A ton happened in that week. We dropped 3 episodes on, what was it, November 6th?
Yes.
So we've been about a full week. We're recording this on a Wednesday. Tell me in like 90 seconds, what you felt physically, mentally, anything, like what was going through your body at like 9:15.
Poop. I needed to poop. That's what was going through my body. I was like, I can't.
I think you texted me that.
I was like, I'm pooping my pants.
I'm pretty sure I texted you, I'm throwing up.
Yes, correct. So we were both dealing with bodily functions at 9:15. No, but seriously, it was first relief, I think, because we had been working on this for so long and it was like finally coming to fruition. And there was so much lead up to that moment that when it finally came and I was like, okay, it's alive. We did it. We jumped off the cliff. Like, it was a big sigh of relief. And then almost immediately followed by excitement because right away we started hearing from people and being like, I've already downloaded, I've already subscribed. And like within an hour, people saying, I listened to the first one and I loved it. So like, any nerves that I was feeling were all like pre that moment. And then once it happened, it's just been nothing but support since then. So it's been unreal.
Yeah.
What about you?
In that first day, like that first 15 minutes, I think like I was nervous isn't the right word, but like the idea of like putting myself out there on this project that I had really like manifested and worked really hard on with you for the last 6 months. And it's just this thing that I've always wanted to do. And so I think I was really nervous. I think the whole day I was like, my body was just physically a mess. I mean, I was at work, which was a good thing. I was able to like function and do my job.
I was supposed to be working. And if you're a coworker of mine, I was working.
I actually was working. I had a lot of work to do that day, which was a good distraction. But like, I think for me, the biggest thing was like a physical reaction. I was like, oh my God, this thing we've been working on, it's out there. Like I was excited, but I didn't get that like weight lift that you're saying you felt until like a few days later. So it was a little like, I was very anxiety ridden that day of like, I want this to work. I want this to be good. But like, to your point, we started to hear a lot of feedback right away.
Yeah.
And it was, I think a successful drop day.
Oh, definitely was.
And then like followed up with a really successful week.
Yeah.
So like, I'm really grateful for our listeners.
Oh yeah. And everybody who said something.
And like all of the people in our lives that have supported us. And I think that like speaks a lot to us and who we are and like what we are bringing to this podcast. And so I'm just really grateful to be doing this with you.
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel the same way. And you touched on this, but like, this has been a long time coming for you. Like this has been something you've thought about and I want to turn to that. But I feel so honored that like this thing that you've been thinking about for doing for so long that you were like, do you want to do this with me? And I was like, Yeah. Like I did really want to do it and I do really want to do it.
I know.
And, but like I know this has kind of been your thing from the beginning and I'm so grateful to get to be part of it with you.
But I think that like you were the perfect person to give me that extra push and like that boost. Like I think that like so many times in my life when I've tried to like want to do this, it hasn't been with the right person. And like not that any of those other people were wrong. It's just like they also weren't going to push me. And you've done that for me. You've done that.
I'm good
so
at
we're here. Mom's off script.
It is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's been birthed into the world.
Yeah. And by now we should have dropped at least 5 episodes by now.
Yes.
So that's really cool. I'm excited to see like the feedback of the next 2 drops.
I'm excited to get into a good rhythm. Like we can't sustain this level of overwhelm.
No.
But I'm glad to be in. I'm excited to be in the point where it's like it's a regular episode, release every week, and like get people's feedback and talk about mom life and life in general.
I'm gonna get my phone out now because I want to read some numbers to you because I think
the stats.
I know the stats. So I don't actually have our launch day stats, but I have the whole week.
Okay. Yeah.
So in our first week, we had 276 total downloads, over 84 cities, including a listener in Germany.
I saw that. Who's in Germany?
I don't know.
I actually have some theories, but I'm not positive. I don't want to like call out that person.
Yeah. So someone in Germany listened to our podcast, which is really, really cool.
Hello to you, whoever you are.
So those 84 cities, this one's the one that blows my mind, covered 25 states.
Wow.
Isn't that really cool?
That is really cool.
And then just like silly logistics, 45% of you are listening on Apple Podcasts, 45% of you are listening on Spotify, 10% of you are listening on other platforms, and all 3 of our like main episodes have had over 75 downloads in a week.
Amazing to me. I'm so thankful that people are tuning in and listening and like not just listening to the intro being like cool, moving on, but like listening and like being invested now and I'm here for the ride. Because as much as I love chatting with you, don't get me wrong, I'm super pumped about the concentric circles building outside of our group. It's like there's you and me, then there's like our immediate support team and people that have been like physically helping us with this podcast, and then there's the people in our circles who are listening and writing in listener mail. We have listener mail today. I literally just got goosebumps
today.
So like that's the part that's really exciting me because I feel like we've benefited from this amazing supportive relationship that we've built, and I can't wait to just like throw that out into the world as far as we can.
For sure. Like I just want to share it with everybody and like, throw it out there. And like these numbers to me feel so big, but what they also represent to me is like, if we can do this in a week, imagine what we're going to do over time. And I think that we continue to put in the work and we continue to put in like our heart and soul into this project, that it's only going to get bigger. Like this is only the beginning. Remembering that like, we're doing this in a basement, in a playroom, and we're 2 suburban moms. And like, to some people, those numbers might be like, oh, like 200 downloads, but like
to us,
that's a huge milestone.
Yeah.
And so thank you to everybody who listened, because that's a huge milestone. And it just shows how much growth we can continue to do. It shows the potential. It shows what we can bring to all of this. So
even if one person was listening, I'd be like, yay! But to fact that there's 200 downloads,
isn't that wild?
I love it.
I want to come back to our first episode. I want to come back to a quote that you said in that episode that I think has resonated with a lot of our listeners. And I'm just going to read it. You said, I am slowly discovering the new facets of myself and who I am now. And it's been a long road from a mindset of I need to put my life together exactly how it was before I had kids, and accepting that that person is a wonderful part of my history. And now I'm ready to embrace that new part of my future.
Yeah.
And that was something I think that really resonated with our listeners and was just a powerful statement. But like something I want to make note of is that we recorded that episode well before this release went out.
Yeah.
And so that was something that I think for you was a way, this podcast is a way for you to kind of like start to enter in that journey.
Oh yeah.
And I have a hard time like putting my emotions into words. I have a hard time like expressing them verbally, all the things.
You wouldn't know. You know you're doing a podcast, right?
I know. This took me 10 years to do this. So I thought that statement itself was beautiful. But then 5 weeks later, we launched the episode, we launched the podcast, and I think it was like 10 o'clock that day, you found the words, all the right words within you to make this beautiful TikTok post. And I'd love to roll the clip right now.
We'll roll the clip.
All right.
I don't even know where to start. It is 9:12 a.m. and the podcast is live. I truly don't even know what to say. I've been so overwhelmed all morning because the outpouring of messages that I've gotten this morning from friends and family and others being like, I can't wait to listen today. What time are they coming out? And then like when 9 o'clock hit, I got so many messages of people being like, I'm listening now. I can't wait to hear. I already subscribed. Like, it just means
8:59. When's your podcast coming?
Oh, wow.
This was supposed to be like I'm so excited. And then all of a sudden it like hit me all at once.
It just means so much to work really hard on something that you're doing for yourself because you believe in it. And it's the thing you probably needed when you were going through something. And have people respond to it so positively. It wouldn't be launch day if I wasn't crying. I can't help but feel a little retrospective today because I'm thinking back to
this is the part
after my son was born, after my daughter was born, and how I felt in those early months after both of their births.
This like really hit home for me.
Being completely consumed by that life. And as someone who's creative, as someone who likes to make things, as someone who's a storyteller, I didn't feel like I really had an outlet in that time. And I wasn't sure I ever would again. It just felt like this time where it was such a huge shift, and I didn't know how I would ever find that part of me again. It felt like a thing I would never come out of. That was like a place I would not come out of. But I have. Oh. To be in this place where I'm still a mom, and also I get to be this other person, this creative person, this person who shares my thoughts and my feelings with the world and creates things and tells stories and maybe reaches someone. Like, I can do both now. And I wasn't sure that was going to happen. I don't know if I can post any of that.
Because I was literally so much longer than that, and a lot of it was me crying and trying to compose myself.
Yeah, I think you texted me right after and you were like,
I can't post it.
I just made a TikTok of me crying into the camera. Can I post it? And I was like, do it. You have to. Also because it's something that I don't think I could ever do. So I think that you're so brave and so incredible for being able to like put that into words.
Thank you. And it wasn't, I was kind of saying this as we were watching it, but like I didn't intend it to be like, oh, let me record myself crying. It was like, I intended it to be an excited video. And like, as I was talking about it, it just all hit me at once. Like the emotions of the day, but also this feeling of like, oh, I can do things again. And like the stark contrast, because something I really, really struggled with, and I kind of talked about it there, but like I really struggled with after both my son and my daughter were born. Not as much with my daughter. I did a better job with her because I was prepared for it and surrendered myself a little bit more. But with my son, I was like, I am going to be the person that like, I have this baby and I'm going to get up and I'm going to wash my hair and I'm going to have a clean house and I'm going to work out and I'm going to work and I'm going to have a coach and I'm going to be a dancer and I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to do everything that there is to do. I'm going to be the super mom. And I failed at that so hard. And it was made that much harder because I thought I could do it and I couldn't.
Right.
And I wish, I want to say I wish someone would have told me, but I wouldn't have listened. I thought I could do it, and nothing anyone would told me would have made me realize that like, that's not a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I needed to go through that and I needed to fail at that to realize that it's not a sustainable thing to go for. And if I had just from the beginning surrendered to the transformation that happens when you have a baby and just made peace with the person I was before, and not say like, see you never, but like, thank you to that person and let myself evolve. This could have happened like much smoother and with less pain and maybe sooner, but like it didn't. That's not how it happened. It was a painful, long road with like a lot of freaking therapy, but finally we're here. And I'm like, this is the place that I've been trying to get to, is like a place where I'm appreciative of my past, but I'm not stuck there anymore. And I've welcomed this part of me, this, the part of me that is a mom, into my life, but it's not overwhelmed everything. And it did for a little. And it kind of has to, I feel like. Maybe it doesn't for everybody, but that's how I felt. I was like, I had to just surrender and let it overwhelm me. And I did that better the second time. And I came out of it much smoother and much more easily.
Right.
But it was really, really freaking hard. And in that moment, in that video, when I was like realizing like, oh, I'm not in that moment anymore. I have let myself transform and I am a new person now. And I have learned things and I've grown. And that's when I was like,
and so I think, thank you for sharing all of that. And thank you for, being vulnerable enough to like, not only put that on your personal TikTok, but like throw this in this episode.
Yeah.
Because I think what I found so cool about that was this full circle moment of like, when we sat down and we recorded this podcast and we kind of like talked about that this was something we were looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hit launch on the episode and you had this moment of realization.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, not only is this something that I'm looking forward to, it's actually something that I'm doing.
Yes.
And that for me was really cool. And I thought that like, you just put it into words really, really well.
Thank you.
I do think I love the point of you having like this thought that you can go back to just being.
Yeah. What was I thinking?
Right.
But I truly thought that.
Yeah. And I think that just in general, we forget, like, we talk a lot about like seasons, and that's something that we talk a lot about. I think a lot of mothers, you hear that word a lot. Like, it's a season. But like, if we're in that realm of like thinking of our life as seasons, like we pick things up as we go. Like we can only carry so much, right? And whether that's like physically carrying or like carrying pieces of who we are, right? And we're going to pick up pieces of who we are as we're learning, as we're growing, as we're doing things. But those other pieces that we can't necessarily carry with us, like they're in the backpack, they're in the filing cabinet, like they're on the floor over there, right? Like you don't lose them. You just have to put them down for a little bit. And that's something that's, I think it's very challenging for new moms or any moms. And you said, yourself, you said that even if somebody had told you, like you wouldn't have been able to figure it out.
For you.
And I think that's something that I mean, I felt right away as a new mom was like, oh my God, if someone had told me this yesterday, what this was going to be like I would never believed them.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a common theme with like being a new parent, but like just being a woman and being a mom and being a parent, being able to pick up some pieces, become this new human or evolved human, and then one day say like, okay, I can put this piece down now and I can pick up this piece that I left behind and I can continue to find my passions, or maybe they are old passions that I'm digging back up, or maybe motherhood or whatever journey I've been on the last, however many months, we've picked something up that's created a new passion and you never have to pick that old one up again.
Yeah.
And that's something that is so challenging, but the idea of continuing to like trudge forward, like move forward and try something new. And if it doesn't work, you have these other things you can pick back up. And I think it's really hard to get to that place, but once you're there, it doesn't matter what you do to propel yourself forward. It's just doing it, like just starting. And I think that's where I'm at with this. Is like, I never went through, and forgive me if it's not the right word, but like kind of that identity crisis. I didn't go through it as deeply as you did.
I'm glad. It wasn't fun.
I mean, I definitely went through like moments of crisis that were never fun and very challenging, but I didn't go through a huge like I need to be the person I was before I have kids phase. But I did go through like what's next, right? Like what's next for me? And yep, now I'm a wife. Now I'm a mom. Now I'm a mom of 2. And for me, I did all of that at such a fast pace. And it was just like, okay, what's next?
What's the next goal? Where am I going? You're so goal oriented and so driven and so achievement oriented. You were like, I need to be working towards something.
Right. And so I got, I did the running thing. I did the marathon thing.
Just a casual marathon.
Which I know is going to be an episode in the future.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But this project for me was a way to, this project for me is a way to like use my creative outlet that I have always had, but never found the way to use it.
Yeah.
And like pick up a new piece.
Yeah.
Right.
I love this concept of like picking up and putting down pieces of yourself. And I think part of everything you just said resonated with me, but part of what I want to add to it is it's scary to put down something because you're not sure you're gonna be able to pick it up again.
Right.
Right. When you put something down, you're like, will I ever pick this up again? I don't know. And I think that's what's scary about it. And because maybe you will and maybe you won't.
Right.
But maybe you won't because you no longer want to. Not maybe you won't because you want to and you can't. Right. If there's a piece of you that you set down in motherhood because you're like, I can't hold this anymore, and you miss that piece and you want it back, you will get that back.
Yes.
It will happen. It won't happen tomorrow. It won't happen in a week. It probably will take some time, but if it's something you're passionate about and you've set it down somewhere safe, you will come back to it.
And I have 2 notes to that. You will come back to it if you let yourself.
Right. Yes.
You have to want it. You have to let yourself. And then you also said, you can pick it back up if you want to, or maybe like you might not want to. The other part is like, you might not ever need to pick it back up. Right? Like you can put it down and maybe you want to pick it up, but you don't need it.
Or maybe you pick it up and go, no, never mind. And you put it back down. Like it's okay. All of those things are okay.
And we cycle through these seasons and we can pick it up and put it down and we can cycle. And, obviously like we make commitments and we are not going to like pick up and put down commitments.
We're not going to be flaky here.
I'm not talking about being flaky, but I'm talking about like hobbies or interests or pieces of
reshaping
who you are as a human at your core. Doesn't always have to be what you're putting out.
So I think this is such a common struggle. And I had a message from a friend today who gave me the okay to read this because she was asking about this exactly. And she uses the same language of like pieces. So I'm going to read this to you. This is from Kim in Colorado. Kimberly. She says, I loved hearing about your histories and hobbies and who you guys were before becoming a mom. And I think you touched on this a little during the episode, but something I really struggle with is how to bring those pieces of old me into the new me. So I would have loved to hear you talk more about how you're prioritizing fitting those hobbies into your day-to-day now with kiddos and families and a lot of other responsibilities. Or are you able to do that? Do you want to carve out time for those things? Are they still part of your ever evolving and growing identity? So Kim, this is really wonderful questions and thoughts. And I think that's exactly what we're talking about, right? Like if it's something that you're passionate about and you let yourself, like to use your language, make the time for it. Like this podcast takes time, right? We're here after bedtime. It is 9:09 p.m. on a Wednesday,
right?
Making time for this. And we're editing. I edit in the wee hours of the morning,
right?
And we're texting all day and then working asynchronously in Word documents. Like we don't have more hours in the day than anybody else.
Right. And I'm editing like late at night.
Yeah. We make it work. You find the time when you want to make it work. But I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for you. There's no way I could have done this when my kids were like babies. Absolutely not. I had to come out of that
and I think that everybody has a different bandwidth. I think
true.
That, you talk about in that clip we rolled earlier, like, how do moms like get their master's degrees, or how do moms do like all these other things? Like, I think everybody has a different bandwidth for it.
So true.
And different core system and a different value system. And like, nobody's wrong in that. And I think that some people are capable of doing that. And I think if that's you, that's incredible and amazing. Like I was capable of, we talked about training for that marathon when my kids were, I ran my first road race when my daughter, postpartum, when my daughter was 7 months. I mean, I nursed her in the hotel lobby like 20 minutes before the start of the race, but like different people have different bandwidths for things. And I think like you have some friends who have done some really cool projects or like things like during their pregnancy that like finished postpartum, like they were like moving forward. And I think, remembering that everyone has a different bandwidth for what they can, and just a different capacity for what they can and can't do once they transition into parenthood, and not seeing that and thinking you're falling short.
I needed that advice 4 years ago.
Well, it's here now.
Thank you.
Because everyone's doing something at a different pace, and they've been doing their whole life at a different pace.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you finding yourself now is more beautiful than you finding yourself 4 years ago, because you couldn't do it then.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Someone else can.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
And someone else isn't ready.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, their kids are going to be 6, their kids are going to be 16, their kids are going to be in their 30s.
Yeah.
It's a transformative process that it looks different for everyone.
Yeah. And ever changing, right? Like I look at my own mom who like, she was a stay-at-home mom. And then Michelle and I went to college and she discovered this, whole new asset of her identity that was, Reiki and healing and energy work and all this stuff. Like she did that when she was like in her 40s and 50s.
Right.
Like
I always think about that. I'm like, what am I going to do with my next life? And by my next life, I mean like
in the next 10 50s. Years. Yeah. Like what are we going to do when our kids, when we're empty nesters?
Oh man.
The world will be our oyster. But yeah, the moral of the story is I feel as though I have moved through a transformation in the last few years, and that has made me all the more excited for the transformation to come and has let me embrace that and surrender to it and not cling stranglehold to the past. Like the sooner you let that go, the sooner you meet your future self. So we mentioned in the episode that we had our first listener mail. Our first fan mail come in our inbox.
We have email.
An official one. Like we've had a lot of reach outs, but this is the first like official.
This came to momsoffscript at gmail.com. This is our email. This episode, because it's a bonus, we are not doing a lightning round. Sorry to disappoint you, but I am going to read.
I'm not disappointed.
You love the lightning round.
I like asking the questions.
So I'm going to read you this listener mail that came through. It is from Sierra in Virginia. It's touching on our sleep episode.
Okay.
My almost 9-month-old loves passies so much. She will try to stick 2 in her mouth at one time. I don't know how we are going to wean her off of them. The box idea was giving them to a new baby. Sounds like a great idea. But I don't know, but I don't need to worry about that yet.
Yeah, I would say at 9 months. So first of all, thank you, Sarah, for your email. So excited to hear from you. I would say at 9 months, you don't need to worry quite yet. I think our dentist told us around 2 years is when you should start thinking about giving it up. So I think she's got time. Obviously, do whatever your dentist tells you or whatever feels right for your family. But yeah, we really liked the box approach. It was kind of like an out of sight, out of mind thing. Just make sure, especially if you have like a dozen of them, that you find them all. Because the last thing you need is to do this big dramatic, like, goodbye, passies, they're going to a baby. And then you find one like 3 days later. You don't want that. So make sure.
Did that happen to you?
No, but it was my fear because she had so many that they were, and we'd lost some and bought new ones. So I didn't know how many we had. And I was just like, I think I've got them all. It didn't happen. So I'm just putting it out there as a cautionary tale. I would also, my other advice would be if you're doing this like box and give them to a baby method, it works real nice if someone in your life has recently had a baby. And you can kind of be like, we're giving it to baby Cece or whoever, right? So that works out nice. Like with my son, when we gave up his patsies, it was like, you're giving them to your baby sister.
Yeah.
And when my daughter was born, she was giving them to her baby cousin who was a little baby at the time. So that's my other tip. So good luck, Sierra. I have all the faith in the world that you will nail this transition with your daughter. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks for writing in. For those of you who would like to chime in, send us some comments about our episodes or ask questions. We'd love to answer them. It's momsoffscript@gmail.com. You can also follow our Instagram and TikTok @momsoffscript. We also have a Buzzsprout that you can kind of send text messages through there. So
fancy.
Yeah, if you have any sort of, feedback or fan mail that you want to send us, we're here and we're here for it. And I just want to bring it back to the top of the episode and say thank you so much for all of the support that you have shown us this past week. It's really meant a lot. Mary's going to cry again.
No, I'm not.
It's been really, really cool. And I'm excited to show you what else we've recorded, because we've recorded some other episodes that are going to drop in the next couple weeks.
Yes.
And
we're glad you're here for the ride.
We're glad you're here for the ride. So enjoy your holiday season. We will see you in about a week and a half.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Yeah, so good.
Moms Off Script is created, designed, filmed, edited, and produced by Megg Abelein and Meredith Finch. Music by Matt Beebe. Photography by Michelle Montineri. Graphic design by Alexia Dulieu, and production consultants Nick DiVasta and Alan DiCicco.